Welcome on everybody to another PvP guide. Today we are going to be doing a Unity Cup PvP training, and the card that we are going to be going with is a Mejiro Ryan. We haven't done a video on her in a while. That being said, she is a fantastic racer. We've been doing some racing on live stream recently, some room matches, and I have found out that Mejiro Ryan is actually a beast of a medium distance racer. Especially if trained right. So we're going to go ahead and build this to be able to run in PvPs in the Unity Cups, or not the Unity Cups, in the Champions Meet, and also in any team trials. For our build here, we are going to be going with a power and stamina increase for our support cards. So I'm going to pick our best options via guest and veteran Umamusume. I don't have very many good veteran Umamusumes that have stamina, but we've slowly been making our way up and building better ones. So let's go ahead, pick our two here, and we'll move on to support cards. So these are going to be our two options. We have an Ogre Cap with a 42-21 split. She's got 2-star medium sparks and 2-star from Tokai Teo Grandparent and 2-star from McQueen in Turf, which is a really solid build. Her skills don't translate specifically for Mejiro Ryan. However, her ultimate, the Triumphant Pulse, could be very useful. So we may as well go ahead, throw that on there and see if we can't pull off a great build with her. And then our Manhattan Cafe also has 2 mediums with our Ogre Cap legacy character here as a grandparent and 2 medium herself. These are going to help us get this medium up to an S rank. Ideally, if we pull off a turf, that would be awesome, but it's far less likely. And we are getting a ton of stab boosts, 21 to power, 21 to stamina, and 12 to speed. I did have to go back to the main menu there real quick because we didn't have any monies left in order to actually borrow the legacy card. So we went ahead and fixed that, and now we are moving on to our build here. Since this is a Unity Cup race, we are going to be borrowing a Kitasen Black. We are also going to be using our next best speed card, which is going to be this Eyesheen Flash. She has a special priority of 35 and initial friendship gauge of 25. Overall, a really solid build. I highly recommend using her if you have her, and if you don't, probably just pick your next best speed card that maybe has skills for late surger and closer and or medium racers. The other cards that we're going with, we're going to be borrowing Rico, and then we're going to be using 2 stamina cards. We're going to go with Montikane Fukugitaru for the scenario link, and then we'll also be choosing our wonderful, where did she go? We have a Dober here, special priority 35, and an initial friendship gauge of 20. So we'll go ahead and pick that. And for the third card, we are going to be throwing in our Super Creek, just for the chance at Swinging Maestro, that we can pull off Swinging Maestro and Professor of Curvature. Anybody that's been playing PvP knows that these are almost essential to have. There are other ways to get Swinging Maestro. You can also use the power card for Rice Shower. That is a scenario link, but we need to get her stamina up quite a bit, which is why we're going with a stamina card. We'd like to get a stamina of over 800 and a maxed out speed. That's what we're aiming for, so let's see how it goes. Now that we have started, since we are here for the Unity Cup, we don't have our Unity training characters right off the bat. We have to get a couple turns in. So we're going to do the best stacks that we have with our support cards, just to get those up a little bit while we can. We'll go stamina and guts there since they both have the double stacks. Nothing phenomenal. If you can get even better stacks earlier on, then good on ya. We'll skip the tutorial and really focus on these Unity Cup friendship gauges in the first half of this career. Getting these bubble pops is going to be essential in the Unity Cup, as we want to make sure that we're increasing our team level to get an increase in our overall power, stamina, speed, guts with training levels. Let's go with a speed here. The reason we have the 2 wit cards is to make up for a lot of the energy that we're going to be lacking, since Unity Cup bubble pop training does take up a bit more energy. Excellent. And now we have this Kitasen Black event. We're going to go ahead and get our practice perfect. And we are right back to training our stats. Now we are looking at 8%, 18% failure. That's a little higher than I'd like to. So let's go with the Super Creek skill hint. get a little bit of that energy back so that we have enough for another turn after that training. We'll throw this into Guts for our Aishin Flash and Matikani Fuku Gitaru. Unfortunately, we failed. It can happen. We'll take the mood down. It happens. Not everybody can get fantastic stacks. So we're actually going to go ahead and do a recreation here. Normally, we would leave that for the Rico training. However, we are so early on and we don't want to start training with a bad mood. We'll increase our friendship with Aishin Flash. Getting those friendship gauges up is essential. We got a triple stack for our Unity training here. We'll take that. The more bubbles we pop early on, the better for us. Now, for our dialogue options, we are going to be trying to increase our wit in that when it's wit and guts split. But it's also good to make sure that we are still training up our guts a little bit for any of those late game duels that we might come across. And Rico gave us the good mood. Excellent. And we can do another training here. Get our Kita some black up, who is near a bubble pop. Energy's still a little low, but we haven't been getting fantastic wit stacks, which is fine. We'll throw this into speed since we're not going to really train speed all that much until late game. This is a good wit training time. We can get Rico and Kita some black up, as well as a Unity friendship with Haru Urura. We want to build our team out as best as we can. For this first race, we are going to swap her over to a front runner just to increase our chance of actually winning this debut race. And there it is, that first place in our debut race. Excellent. We really don't want to fail that. So after this race, we will be switching her back to a late surger. But for now, we are holding steady. Now we got 12 turns before the Junior Cup. And we're going to go wit here. We can do the wit with the bubble increase and the Rico friendship training. The only reason we chose that over the guts training, which had 2 Unity Cup friendships up, is because our energy is rather low. What we're hoping to get is really solid stacks on our wit so we can get that energy recovery without having to rest. Now we're going for skill points. The more skills we have will contribute to our overall career ranking. So if we can get that up, then we are happy with that. And we're going to throw this in to stamina here, and we can increase our Aishin Flash Unity training as well. Now we can take 10 energy from Super Creek here. Energy is a very, very valuable resource here that we want to make sure we are not neglecting. We don't really have anything fantastic there, so now it's time to try to max out our energy gauge. We got the 60 there. And we are going to throw this into power and skill points. The more skill points, the better. And we'll go stamina here. Since we got the Super Creek, we can increase her friendship while also increasing Taiki Shuttle's Unity friendship gauge. And this is a really good time to train wit. We can get 2 support cards up for their friendship gauge and also increase their wit gauge. Or their wit gauge, their Unity gauge. So many different gauges, guys. Oh my god. All right, so now we can get the bubble pop with Kita some black and also increase Aishin Flash friendship gauge. So we'll go ahead and take that. These bubble pops will increase our overall team ranking and get our training levels up even quicker, which is essential for getting late game high stat increases. Good time to put into speed. We can increase our Super Creek and get our Aishin Flash up to the bubble pop. And now we're at speed level 2, looking good. This is only a single rainbow training, so in this case, I'm actually going to go with a wit training here that will increase our Super Creek, but also get our... who the heck is that? I don't use her very often. That wit card up. Oh gosh, she's one of our max wit cards. You'd think I'd actually have that nailed down here, but you know who I'm talking about. That's what's most important. Excellent. Bubble pop with Aishin Flash, increase her friendship gauge, and get our Rice Shower and Smart Falcon up. Team rank power E, stat increase, looking good. Our team ranking is going up. Now, we don't actually need a mood up, so let's take the energy here. And there goes our skill rankings up. Now let's go ahead. We'll throw this into Wit. That will get our Kitasen Black closer to max training, but also increase our friendship gauge with our Dober. That's her name. Hot Topic for power, Hot Topic for stamina. We're going to take it for stamina here. Stamina is huge for Mejiro Ryan, so if we can get that, we're going to be very happy. Now let's train up our Super Creep and get her Unity gauge up as well. Very, very low stamina here, so we are energy here, so we're going to take a rest and go into the Unity Cup. We should be solid here. We've built a pretty solid team so far. We'll go by default. The only time we're actually going to change it is during the last race, but we should be solid for the first few Unity Cup races. And just like that, we have won our first race, which is essential. If you don't win that first race, I highly recommend restarting your overall career here. Winning that very first Unity Cup race is massive. Now let's go. Let's take the energy here. And now we are headed to the Junior Cup. We are going to push ourselves back to a late surger here, just to give us a higher edge on this. Our stats are looking pretty solid, but anything to help. And there we go. Connecting first place by 2 lengths over Saiyan Sky. So looking good so far. We want to make sure that we're keeping up these Unity bubble pops pretty much until the beginning of our senior year. So Satsuki Show coming up next. We got a few turns before that and 11 turns before the next Unity race. So we got a double Unity Cup training there. Kitasen Black's already bubble popped, but we can get her rainbow training while also increasing our Unity friendship with the other. Now we are always going to choose the second option here to unlock our reactions with Rico here. That is going to be massive, as it prevents us from having to risk any sort of debuff when doing our rest with her. And it also really, really benefits us in the long run because it will give us a lot of energy back. Let's get our Tokai Teo and our Dober friendship up. I am going to start using the just friendship sort of interchangeably. We got a couple turns. We need 300 fans, but that's fine. And we're going to go for the Wit here. Matikani Fukukitaru's got the scenario link. She's 1-2 turns away from being able to do her Unity Cup bubble pop. And now we can get Haru Urura up while also doing our rainbow training with Kitasen Black. We only need 307 fans, so I did hold off until the very last minute with that. Mood and skill points. We're going mood and skill points with that one. Our energy is not so low that we need to worry about it. Let's do our race, get our 307 fans. We shouldn't really have any issues with these OP races either. And there we go. That's going to crank up our fan base by 3,000. We only needed 300, so we're looking good here. We're going to risk it for the second option, and we got hit with a -20. It's a bummer, but it happens. Sometimes when you're training PvP characters, you just got to take the risk. Inspiration complete. Excellent. We got 2 skill hints for Triumphant Pulse. Or 3, it looked like. Awesome. Now, the Satsuki Show. We shouldn't have any issues with this one. It's only a 2,000 meter race. Once we're up above 2,400 meters, that's when we may look at purchasing some potential skill options. The more discounts that we can get on our skill options, the more skills we'll be able to purchase in the career, increasing our PvP ability, but also increasing our overall career ranking. Now, we got 2 turns before the Japanese Derby. Our energy is dangerously low. We'll choose the top option here to get some of it back. Good old Kitasen Black events. Gotta love them. Nothing on Wit, so we are going... Ooh, I made a mistake there. We should have done the Rico training there. Don't rest if you can avoid it. Always go with the Rico training. Let's pop the bubble. Get our Maitokane Fukukitaru up. She's very close to bubble popping as well. And here we are at the Japanese Derby. Our stats should be fine for the Japanese Derby. We just got to place top 5. Ideally, we'll land in first place, but we haven't done a whole lot of speed and stamina, so that put us in 3rd. That's completely fine. It's more than enough to keep going. And we're back to focusing on these bubble pops. We are still only at our Kikukusho race coming up in 9 turns, which puts us at our early classic year in June. And now let's focus on some more trainings here. We're going to pop Multikane Fukukitaru in the next turn. If she shows up, that is. It's possible she doesn't, but we shall see. And we got Professor of Curvature rather early, so we are very happy about that. Always nice to get that Professor of Curvature up. And another stamina training. Increase our super... Oh, we failed! Oh my gosh, I can't believe we failed. Oh, that's a bummer. That was a very low... That was under 20%. Well, it happens. We should be solid for this one. Let's go ahead. We're actually going to choose the second option here. We're looking for at least 3 of these to be circles. We only had 2 in the top race, so we'll choose the middle one. This will get us almost a guaranteed victory. Obviously, RNG can still take place, but it's way, way more likely that we're going to win that second race. And that's another Unity Cup win down. We got some new members here. And we are back to our rainbow training, or not our rainbow training. We are back to our Unity training, and we're at beach here. So let's do a wit. We'll get Taiki Shuttle up, and the Lolly character, whose name I don't ever remember. And we can do some more training here. Kitas and Black is already looking solid. Let's do another wit training. We can get Curran-chan and rank up our friendship with Super Creek here. That's another good wit training. That's going to give us a lot of energy back and increase our Unity bubbles with Aishin Flash and that other character who we can't scout yet, so I don't know her name either. Time for a good bubble pop on Wit, and that's going to put Harura where we need her as well. And that's the beach training there and done. Excellent. So we're going to go ahead. We will choose Let's Hand Them Out together. Don't want to get any energy down there. Now, let's go back to our Unity training. This is going to be a really good time to do a stamina training. That's going to put our Super Freak up to about 3/4 of the way to pop her bubble, but also she's going to be looking really good on the friendship training. This is a good time to do our guts training. Smart Falcon is almost up to Unity bubble pops as well. And we're headed towards the Kikuka show. Our energy is pretty low. So we'll choose the top option here, throw some into guts. And we are going to do a Rico friendship gauge here. This first event is going to be really good. We got, let's see, we got a mood up and energy back. Excellent. And we should be solid for the Kikuka show. However, I am going to purchase Professor of Curvature just to give us a little bit of an edge here. The higher we place, the more stat increases we get. However minimal, it will still increase to our overall end game stats. And view results. Excellent. We got the second place. And we're headed to the end of our classic year, late October now. 3 turns before the Arima Keenan. Thank you, Super Creek. And we're going to go ahead and do a Harura bubble pop. Increase our Agnes Digital Unity training here. There we go. Another bubble pop. Energy's pretty low. We don't have any really good stuff, so let's do another Rico training here. And there we go. 25 energy. Just keeping our mood up. No phenomenal trainings here, so let's do stamina. We can increase Lolly's... I shouldn't call her that. Increase Lolly's Unity training and also get our Aishin Flash up to Rainbow training. Now we got the Arima Canyon and the Unity Cup coming up. There's bigger picture. Excellent. Now we don't have Professor of Curvature yet, which is fine. We should be fine for these races. So let's go ahead, do the Arima Canyon, and then we're headed right into our Unity Cup. Second place, good by me. And now we got 7 turns before the Tenno Show Spring right after this Unity Cup starts. And we're going to start putting a lot of our training into speed and stamina after this, since we are going to be approaching our late year. We've kind of maxed out the bubble pops that we can for this career, which is fine. Win, 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 3, and that is another first place. Or not first place, but another win. Excellent. 12 turns before the Unity Cup race. Second to last one. We're going to get some energy back here. 30 energy. Excellent. And we can go, let's see here. I'm actually going to go stamina here. That way we can get Super Creek closer to her bubble pop as well. Hopefully next turn we won't have any good training. That way we can do a solid Rico training here, but we'll see. And it looks like we nailed it. So now we're going to do another Rico training. And let's see, energy, mood up skill points, energy, mood, stamina. We'll take the first option here, get a little bit of stamina training in. And we got Let's Pump Some Iron, level 3. Looking good there. We're going to go ahead and do a speed training here for Rice Shower and Lolly. Nice. Another stamina. There's our Swinging Maestro. Finally, speed level 4. We're looking solid here. We can do a wit training, get these two up. And we're looking for some good double stacks in our speed. If we get lucky, they'll show up. But who knows? Well, nothing phenomenal here, actually. So let's go for the wit, get some of that energy back. Double rainbow. Good by me. We'll take the energy by 5. Since we don't have any bad conditions, we don't have to worry about carrying them. Of course, we get the mood down as soon as I say that, but that's fine. That is fine. We're okay. Time for a speed training. Hopefully, we'll get a good bubble pop on speed coming up here. Inspiration is going to throw some into both stamina power and a little bit into speed, actually, which is nice. Excellent. We got medium S rank, and we are looking solid. Energy down by 5, that's fine. Power level 4. And nothing particularly good. So let's max out Super Creek here. Get our friendship gauge up to max with her. Team Link A, and we're headed to the Tenno Spring. We are going to go ahead and buy Swinging Maestro before the Tenno Spring, since that's going to be the longest race that we have to deal with in this career. And that will give us a more definitive edge. Our stamina's a little low, our speed's a little low, but it should be enough. We pulled off the second place. And we are moving on to 4 turns until the next Unity Cup race. Now, 3 turns before the Takarazuka Keenan. Corners on training is going to give us a little bit of that energy back. And we're going to go for speed. Got to start cranking some of those speeds out. Even if our support cards don't want to land on there for us, that's fine. Let's go. Double speed stack. Excellent. If we don't get anything good next, we will do a Rico training. Yeah, let's do the Bubble Pop. 15%. Excellent. Bubble Pop. And we got the Rainbow training from Super Creek there. Excellent. Now, energy plus 5. Our energy is really low, so we are going to have to rest after this. View results, and let's see. First place, so we're looking pretty solid now. 25,000 fans. Won't have to worry about fans going forward. We're headed into the Unity Cup, second to last important race. Coming up is the Arima Keenan as well. And we'll choose the top option here. Should be a breeze for us. We've been training our team nice and well. See our results, and is it going to be a sweep? It is a sweep. Excellent. That's what we like to see. Got plus 5 all stats. And team rank, we are in 5th. 11 turns for all. Now, this is a really rough one because we're looking pretty low here. So we actually are going to rest and recover. Energy up, mood up, all good. I prefer to do those on Rico, but you do what you got to do. Let's do a wit training here. Hopefully we can get some good speed stacks. Where are my speed stacks at? Anything good? Oh, okay, 27 plus 2, not bad. And now we're up to team rank S. We got it's on. Pretty solid skill to get. 34 to wit. Let's do that. Hopefully we can get a bubble pop on speed in the upcoming races. Home Short Chase, probably a skill we actually will purchase, so always good to get that. And it's not where we would like it, but it's still not a bad one. So let's do the power training there. That'll give us a bonus to our stamina as well. Thank you, Super Creek. And it's probably time for another Rico training. Yeah, let's do the Rico here. One more until we max her out. 25 energy, 12 speed points, looking good. And 30 plus 3, we'll take it. Once again, low energy. This will be a good time to finish off our Rico. And we got another 25 energy and some stat bonuses there. Excellent. And we are going to go for another speed training here. And that's a good wit training. Excellent. We got the bubble pop wit training. Fantastic. Tons of stat points, tons of wit points, also pouring over into our speed there. And we can do another speed training. Rico maxed out, looking good. 20 skill points, awesome. The Arima Keenan should be a cinch for us. Not too worried about that. We're going to view results, and it should be first place given to us. Yes. And we are headed to the final Unity Cup race here. Now, we are looking pretty decent here. Up against Rico's team, we got 3 double circles, 2 normal circles. Ideally, we should win this, but it is possible we don't, so let's see how this plays out. Excellent. Absolute sweep. Absolute sweep. Love to see that. 9 in all stats. High skill point return. Looking good. And that is the end of all of our career goals as well. And we're headed into the URA finals. We're actually going to rest here. Give us a 70? Oh, 30. What are you doing to me? Let's take a rest. Or a race. Take a race, not a rest. Don't double up on the rest there. $13 in all stats. Nice. And we're not really getting good speed stacks. Our speed stacks are nowhere to be seen this career path. That is fine, though. Our stats, for the most part, are all where we want them, except for speed and stamina. But, you know, you don't choose when the rainbows show up. Unfortunately, you can only get so much good luck. And we are headed into the finals. Let's get our final training in here. We'll throw it into wit. That's going to get our speed up to an A by the end of this career. And this should be a easy W. Here we go. Give it to us. There we go. That is a first place. Just by a head, so not quite as easy as I was hoping. But we still won, and that's what's important. Excellent. We are officially URA Finale champions. Moving on. 3 speed from the reporter here. And plus 10 in every single stat. Now that we are at the end here, we got to buy some skills. So we got S medium, A late. Those are going to be the ones we're really focused on. So medium and late here. Late Surger Savvy, the bigger picture. We'll get Fighter, Late Surger Corner, Late Surger Straightaways. Soft Step is another good one. Actually, we're going to go for Clairvoyance here. And then we got 124 to work with. Let's get... that's going to put us a little too low there if we get medium straightaways. Let's get Steadfast. That'll drop us down to 12 unless... Yeah. So just an abundance of skill purchases there. Looking phenomenal. Let's go ahead. Complete the career. See where that lands us. So we did get about a medium rank A. Oh, guts. So here are our overall stats, and here is what we're looking at for things we would change, what you're most likely looking forward to for this build, and, you know, just the overall stats that you would initially want. Ideally, you want a max speed. Obviously, every single racer you can throw into PvP, you want maximum speed. Our stamina is just a little low. I would have liked 800 stamina. That is just a matter of clicking, you know, certain skills throughout. If we got a little bit more with our Super Creek, we would have been able to pull that off easily. Power is exactly where we want it. 838 is fantastic for power. Wit's actually a little high, but that's okay because that wit contributed a lot to speed. Now, I would have wanted this wit probably at least 450. So if you take the trade-off from the, 200 points that would have been, thrown it into speed, we would have been very close to max speed. And the way that I look at it is, throughout this career, as you were watching, we didn't really get very many speed stacks. It was quite unfortunate. Our speed cards did not show up. Ketos and Black, Icing Flash, which is strange because they have very good special priority, but it is a game of RNG. So do a few runs, you should be able to max speed, no problem after, 3-4 runs. And if you throw a little bit more into stamina or just get a little luckier with your Super Creek stamina, you should be good to go. After this, we are going to be training Mejiro Ryan on stream tomorrow. So if you want to come check it out, make sure to tune in and we'd love to see you there. But anyways, if you like the video, make sure to leave a like, make sure to subscribe to the channel for all future content. And remember, in the Unity Cup, it is very important to pop those bubbles as early as possible to increase your team ranking, to increase your stat levels, to get higher stats. We didn't get very good stacks throughout this, but it happens, and we're more than happy to continue training her with this build. For support card swaps, if you have the SSR Rico, naturally use her. If you have better speed cards, definitely use them. If you have ones that are scenario links that can fit the late surger style or the medium style, use those as well, as anything that is going to match the aptitudes that we're training is going to be absolutely huge. So yeah, leave any comments in the comment section if you have any questions as well. I'll make sure to answer them all. But have a great weekend, and hopefully we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.